everybody, welcome to my new playthrough of From the Depths. This is episode 1. This actually is my second start, but the first time I got to the second permanent resource base and realized that I probably should start again with a little bit more knowledge of how to play this game properly. This game is hard. It punishes the ignorant and lazy, and unless you're willing to do some basic research, it will be impossible almost. I'm going to be jogging 2 settings over just a bit to 6.5ish, and believe it or not, this actually makes it considerably more difficult at the beginning because they attack you a lot sooner. Even that slight difference from the default position makes that much difference, believe it or not. When I first got the game, I just started the campaign without doing much research and was instantly like, oh my god, what am I supposed to even do? And then I went back to the building vehicle designer, I believe it's called, and spent about a week or 2 there until I could build a ship that could defeat a Kalmar. At that point, I decided I probably am ready to go to the campaign. So, here now, we basically are at our starting fortress. And we're basically, our first priority is going to be do what we can to get more resource coming in. So that means resource gatherers, yep, and then where we're going to want to put it is not here, come on, the back area, yep, there we go. And we're going to put it right, there we go, yep, a whole row of them right there, and this will more than double the production. And while we're at it, let's just get some more oil drills, and that we'll just put over down about here. And not as important as the resource gatherers, but still important nevertheless. Okay, come on, okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, okay, there we go. Okay, that's going to be our resource gatherers. Now, if it wasn't for other YouTubers, notably Irelan, I would have gotten nowhere in this game. It's because of him that I was able to, even play the game, I guess you could say. So right off the bat, you're going to recognize this radar chopper here. It's from, I believe, episode 3 of his second season of playing the campaign. And it's exactly the radar chopper he designs, to a T. There is no difference at all. And this is a beautiful little thing. It requires no power. It's completely green, 0 carbon footprint. So yeah, that's important in this game, and we got it covered with this radar chopper, that's for sure. And once it's made, in order to make this thing actually fly, what you do is you just go over here, press Q, come on. There we go. Okay, yeah. And then you just hit test, and you have a radar chopper. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go to the map, and you can see how much the actual coverage of this radar expands compared to the one we had on the base. See it growing? There we go. And this really increases our ability to respond. Before, we really couldn't see them fast enough to even respond, other than just be by our home base. This one, we actually have the ability to see them coming in and get in their way or meet them or whatever the deal is. We can respond. Now, I want to make it clear here, not only am I noob at this game, but I'm still really newbie at designing ships. And that is something that I really need to improve at over the course of this campaign. So I'm going to keep this campaign to just surface ships, no planes, no submarines, and gradually just get better and better and better. Hopefully by the time the DWG is done, I'll have set my 2nd generation, well, there'll be the 2nd generation out for sure, and be even 3rd generation ships will start to be coming out. But that said, please be aware, I am by no means a gifted designer, and yeah, you'll see at the beginning, my first ship is going to be super derivative. And that said, as you can see now, what I'm doing is I'm actually snipping parts off the fortress, because I actually intend the fortress to actually never be in play. It's going to be invisible. And the reason behind that is, at the beginning you have such limited amount of resources that my thought was, you know, I could either build big guns on my starting fortress, or I can build my starting craft that much sooner. And the starting craft, it's a gun that can roll around the map. Well, a gun on the starting fortress, it just stays at the starting fortress. So I decided, at the beginning especially, everything should be put towards the first ships, and just leave the fortresses out of play, make them invisible. That's the plan anyway. We'll find out if that's fatal. Okay, you know what, because I intend to try build an RTG powered ship later on, I'm gonna get a couple more crystal trays piled on here, because I'd be very surprised if I'm not happy I did that later. So here it goes, 2 crystal trays. Yeah, 2 will do for now, I think. Oh, and then after that, what we're going to do is get to the starter craft itself. Okay, the starter craft is called the Lurch Etta, and you'll see why. It is literally the exact same ship that he has in his starter ship tutorial series. Basically, it's the same ship. I'm not aware of really any significant variation from what he basically showed us how to do. And again, if anybody have trouble building, you're crazy not to watch that series. It tells you all the basics, and if you can't build a proper little starter ship after that, well, then you're clearly dumber than me, and that's hard to imagine, to be honest with you. This ship is almost exactly 100,000 RP, has a 1235 mil cram cannon, I believe. 7 missiles in the back, super standard loadout, and yeah, I might have a excess amount of ammo. I don't think I need quite this much, but that said, I guess no such thing as too much ammo. So, but if you want to make it smaller or less, I think you can easily get away with a little less ammo than that. But yeah, so this is super simple. The only redundancy really is I put an engine in the back, engine in the front, both strong enough that if one got taken out, they could still be powering all the shields. So that's the only real significant redundancy, and I guess expense that you could maybe consider unnecessary for a starter ship. But I decided to go with that one anyway. It has 4 shields, one in the front, one in the back, one on each side, consuming about 500 units of energy, I believe. And yes, the 2 side shields are maximum width, and a bit of a compromise because they don't really quite cover everything perfectly. But with the starter ship with 4 shield, I thought that would be pretty good anyway, so not really complaining there. I think the biggest compromise of this design is because it's so narrow and has such a relatively big cram cannon on it. It's really not the stablest platform, so accuracy does suffer in that respect. And so yeah, this is not the most accurate, especially if you're going after small, fast-moving targets. You really want to be hitting them with your missiles, because it ain't going to be your cram unless you're lucky. Okay, so on the map here, there's a couple things we can do here. Right off the bat, let's peel off the Lurch Etta, so it's its own fleet, and so it can roll away without dragging the radar copper in the starting fortress. And we're going to kill off the starting rib. Does nothing for us, and we could use the resources. And yes, so now that it's on its own fleet, we'll soon be able to send it off and see what it can do, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, and a potential bombshell here in my series you will see no shipboarding. I do not like shipboarding, so you will see none of that in this series. If that is important to you, I don't even apologize. You just won't see it in my series. I think it ruins the game, especially in the long term. So it's about a 10-minute jump ahead here now. We're almost at the point where the ship or the boat is finally done. We just need to get at least one propeller on there. And once we get the propeller on there, then we can give it a command to roll out and see if this thing actually moves. I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, ooh, whoa. See, enemy's getting closer. Really close, really close. We're going to want to meet him fairly soon because, again, you want distance on your side as far as dealing with a DWG. Well, let's actually give it some direction here. By the time we're back and we undo the tractor, propeller will be on there. So this will sort of give it sort of a route to go out. And we got to go back here. Okay, yeah, there's a propeller on. Now we'll just release the tractor beam, and it should spring us free. Come on, Q. No, back Q. Excellent. Off. Here we go, folks. We are in the ship. We are sailing to war. Our first battle. I hope our shields turn on like they're supposed to. Anyway, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. To battle we go. Now the whole theory is my AI is set to maintain distance from the ships, ideally about 850 meters. Against most DWG at the beginning, from what I've experienced, they need to be close to doing a real significant damage, or you need to be stationary and sitting right in front of them, neither of which my AI is set to do. In theory, I'm hopefully going to be orbiting around 850 around him, and he'll keep missing with his slow cram missiles as I pepper him to death in the middle. So here we go, the battle starts. Okay, so where are we now? Let's see. Shields are on, good. Turn on combat AI, and let's actually start shooting. There we go, first shot in anger. Okay, we got what we wanted. We're starting the battle at a nice long range, so we have an advantage there. Not just that, but since we are shooting and he is not, well, obviously the advantage is to us at this point, regardless of how inaccurate we are. If we're shooting and he's not. That said, we want to sort of get a fix here of what we're dealing with pretty soon. And let's see here. Okay, yeah, look. That is a Drake light. And okay, look, you can tell the ship has just realized that that is its priority target, and it's trying to get its distance away from him that the AI is set for, which is good. The last thing you want is to him just keep sailing towards the ship in the back while the Drake just flies around dropping its loads onto you. And yeah, fortunately my ship is doing what it's supposed to. Now, if the camera work is a little shaky and the editing is a bit hippity hoppity and there's a few rough edges in this video, please forgive me. This is my first project of any sort, whether it's editing, layering, audio, uploading, anything like that. This is brand new, so there's going to be some glitches and some hiccups, and hopefully you'll see improvement over the next little while. Excellent. Okay, I think this is where, yeah, Drake Light's in big trouble now. He's done. That means we can hopefully roll around and start targeting the ships. Now, I don't see any obvious damage on my little Lurch Etta here, even though we definitely got hit a few times by those missiles from the Drake Light. But I have a hunch those Drake Light's missiles are not the most effective missiles, so I don't really notice any significant damage, which is really nice. Probably also add that this ship does have 4 repair bots. Hopefully in the smart areas were, and yeah, so it does have some repair capabilities. The $1,000,000 question is how many should you put in, but for me, I realized they're not exactly the cheapest thing, so I decided somewhere between 4 and 6 on a starter craft maybe is about right. We are pretty lucky that, you know, I realize there's some distance between us now, but these ships, I am not detecting any punishment coming towards us at this point. And so the question really that I want to answer now is, well, what are we facing? Let's go see. Let's zoom out to and actually check out our enemy here. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at that missile salvo. Come on. Oh, missed. So disappointing. Okay, riverboat and something else. Riverboats are pretty slow, pretty limited offense, and they really, yeah, unless you accidentally end up close to them, they're really not much of a threat. The key is maintain distance, and we are doing that. We're also missing. Come on, come on. Ooh, now that is a good hit. Really good hit. Whoa, look at the size of that hole. Oh, good, our missiles are doing good work now too. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is some significant damage. Suddenly we got our accuracy back, it seems. So let's take a look at this guy. Oh, nice, 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 nice. We are laying into this guy big time now. Da, da, da. Missiles are still hitting. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this guy cannot be long for this world. That is just too much damage. There's just nothing holding this thing together anymore. Ooh, yeah, there goes, he's melting. This little guy left, and he's already getting punishment, and there's no way he's built to take much. It just, but it's hard for the Cram to hit this guy. This is going to be almost a missile kill, I believe. See that Cram, they have a hard time against these small, little, jerky, tiny ships, but the missiles are really, there we go, boom. There you go. How about now, deal with that? You deal with that. Okay, that's that for them, I'm pretty sure. This should be the end of the battle now, and yeah, I gotta admit, I'm pretty happy with the performance of Lurch Etta. I imagine the next episode when we have 2 of these things rolling around, that's gonna be mayhem. So yes, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll start cranking these out as soon as I can, because this is a lot of fun, and there's definitely going to be some good battles next time. Hopefully, yeah, I'll crank it out soon. Yeah, thank you very much.